Welcome to Smoke Rings After Dark, the show where the conversations drift as slow and smooth as a late night smoke. We are your hosts, Christy and Kevin, and here we dive into the real topics: life, relationships, culture, stories from the road, and everything in between. No scripts, no filters, just honest talk, good vibes, and a little bit of that after dark energy. So sit back, light up one if you have one, and settle in, because the night is young and the smoke is just getting started.
All right, guys, welcome to Smoke Rings After Dark tonight. Tonight we are going to answer some questions. We had some questions sent in, so we're going to go through the questions, and each of us, of course, will give our input on those questions. So hope you guys enjoy this evening. We are currently roasting our cigar. Christy, you want to tell us what we're smoking tonight?
Yeah, this is a Fat Bottom Betty from Deadwood Tobacco Company.
Fat Bottom Betty. We've actually had this cigar before. It's a good cigar. So we're excited to have this. Tonight I am having Four Roses bourbon on stones. And Christy, you're having?
Vodka and cranberry.
Vodka and cranberry.
I'm not a bourbon girl.
All right. Don't have to be a bourbon. You can drink anything you want. That's part of the podcast. All right. So we'll get started here with the questions.
All right. So these were sent in to us. All right, I'll start. So what will make your podcast unique?
Well, I think what makes the podcast unique is we're going to cover multiple topics. It's not a podcast just about one thing. This podcast will range from different topics, not only what people are sending in to us, but maybe our day-to-day life and things that come up in the news or, real life events that happen to us throughout the day. I think our podcast will be unique in that way. And also the podcast will come out at least once a week to our viewers.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think what'll make it unique is us. I think it's our personalities together. We're pretty good. We've always been pretty good together. We're a good team. We complement each other, and like what I'm not good at, he's great at, and what, vice versa. So I think that's bringing that to the table is probably going to be the thing that makes it unique.
I would agree. Sorry about the smoke if it gets in the lens a little bit.
Okay. What advice would you give your younger self? Oh, I might need a drink.
What advice would I give my younger self? Well, knowing what I know today, I think that I would, first of all, tell my younger self to save more money, get a savings account and start banking money up, because I didn't save money as a kid, and I think that now I wish I would have.
Right.
So save more money for sure. And I think the second one for me that I would tell my younger self is probably to spend more time with family. I think when I was younger, I didn't look at that. You had a lot of these things that come up, vacations, you didn't want to spend time with your parents and stuff like that. We were young and didn't know.
Right.
But I think now I wish I would have spent more time like with my family, whether it be my sister, my mom, my dad, whatever, just so I had that time earlier, opposed to waiting until my later ages to do so.
True.
What about you?
Oh, I would tell my younger self a lot. Slow down, for one thing. Listen to all those wise hats that you thought were stupid. You always think the older generation doesn't know what's going on or doesn't know anything about your generation or what you're going through, but they've been there, done that. So listen to them, and I would say not necessarily listen to your gut, but follow your heart a little bit more than I did. I think when you're young, you're kind of afraid to branch out there, and if I could go back, I'd definitely tell the younger me to do more. Go big.
What do you mean, go big?
Go big.
Like what?
Experiences. Go do the things that you were afraid to do. Go, be what you didn't think you could be. If you want it, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think we all kind of do that, right? And
oh yeah.
Would have went for bigger.
Afraid of failure, that kind of thing.
Would have went for bigger things, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big job, the big career,
sure. Yeah,
anything.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is kind of along the same lines. What would you have changed when you were younger?
Yeah, a little similar, but let's see, what I would change. I think number one, I would have changed the time thing. I think that still is the same, right? I would have changed, spend more time with family. But I also think I probably would have changed some of my choices, right? So for people that know me, and as we get through the podcast, we'll do some things that you'll learn more about us. But I think for people that know me, I think I would have not made so many rash decisions. I make a lot of decisions on a snap, and if I don't like something, sometimes I would just like trade it in. So like cars, phones, like there's some things.
It's a big joke because you have no idea how many cell phones we've gone through.
Yeah.
And you just, yeah.
So I think I would change those. I think I would have held on to some because, for instance, like if I had a car, right, and I would have held on to that car, I could have paid it off, and then I wouldn't be paying on a car loan, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
I paid on so many car loans growing up because I would keep a car for 6 months and then be like, well, I don't like it. I want something else.
Yes.
And so I think I got myself into debt that way opposed to just keeping it. So I think I would have kind of held on to things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would have kept the 1965 Ford Fairlane.
Nice car.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right. What about you? What's your answer?
Well, kind of the same. What would I tell my younger self? I think it would have taken more time with family and stuff like that for sure. But I would definitely, depending on how younger you're talking. I mean, like younger kid, younger teen, younger 20s.
Right.
Younger 20s, I would definitely say nothing's more important than your family. That job's going to be there or it's not, the career's going to be there. I would have, if I could go back and change that, I would have just devoted everything to my kids and family. I took so much time away from them for work and my career and stuff like that. And it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, next one.
What would you say differently to a big argument with your parents?
What would I say differently? Well, that's
I haven't had any big
arguments. I don't think I had a lot of big arguments with my parents because if I argued, I probably would have got the stick.
Yeah. Your mom would get a spoon.
Yeah, I'd have got a spoon or I'd have got a branch or something, right? I think in our day growing up, it wasn't like that. You didn't get arguments with your parents when we grew up. I think you just did what your parents said. Like we might have talked back a little bit, but there was no like big arguments ever with our parents.
We didn't talk back when they were in earshot.
That in that generation, you knew like there was. You were going to get it, right?
Yeah.
But now having my own kids, I think my advice, right, for them is don't get in big arguments with your parents. I think respect your elders, right? I'm a firm believer of that.
That's a big thing.
Even though you might not agree with what they're saying, you still have to respect what they're saying.
Yeah.
And know that they've been where you are already. We all have, right, as parents.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of know what's good for you and what's bad for you. So I think big arguments, you should probably keep away from those.
Yeah.
I use the terminology a lot, even in work sometimes, and fight your battles, pick your battles, right? Like, don't fight the ones that you don't really need to fight. Now, if it's a big one, still be respectful always.
Yeah, but always stand up for yourself too. I mean, a lot of times when you're kids, you're afraid to speak say what's on your mind.
Right.
You don't want to get in trouble and stuff.
Yeah,
especially in our day, because you don't want to have to go cut your own switch.
No, you don't want to cut your own switch at all.
I can't say that I had any big arguments with my parents because, like I said, we were raised that what your parents say goes. You respect your parents, and you're not disrespectful to them, and that would have been disrespectful. And you didn't want to be in that boat,
right?
My dad had a paddle and a belt, and you knew whenever you heard that belt clearing them belt loops, woo, Lord!
You know it was coming.
Yeah, you better talk to Jesus because, it's gonna be ugly. I never got a whole lot of spankings though.
No,
I was angel.
Were you?
I was.
Well, you might have to have like your mom or your brother on the podcast to see what they have to say.
Mom will tell you I was perfect until I became a teenager. Yeah, never knew I existed until I became a teenager. and then it went south.
Okay.
But I was still a good kid. I didn't,
Right.
I wasn't a terror or nothing. I was never arrested. I didn't do drugs. I didn't do anything.
Plus.
Yeah, I didn't do anything like that.
It's always good. All right, what's next?
All right. What's the biggest challenge you've overcome, and what did you learn? Oh, these are loaded questions.
These are
man.
loaded questions that
These
were
are
sent in.
tough.
Biggest challenge I overcame, and what did I learn?
I know what it is.
You know what my challenge I overcame was?
Yeah.
What is it?
It was patience.
Patience.
Learning to wait.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say this in two pieces. So one, I would say yes. I didn't have patience. I still am working.
Yeah.
On patience, but I was really, really bad and never had patience for anything. And I think now I've learned, and I try and be more patient with people.
You're pretty good.
And
You're real
with
patient
situations.
with me.
I try and be more patient for sure. But another thing I'll say that I think one of my challenges when I was a younger kid, I think was my weight, right? So when I was in elementary school, middle school as a child, I dealt with a lot of weight issues, right?
Mhm.
And I got picked on a lot at school and, name called and stuff like that. And that was tough. I mean, you hear about kids doing that today and the mental aspect of that. And I think it was tough, but I started playing sports. I started working out in the gym at school. And as I started doing that, I lost weight. I, of course, grew. I got older. I grew taller. And then the weight kind of came off, I think. So what I think I learned from that piece of it was just to take better care of myself, right? Even now today, just knowing, hey, I have to take care of myself without revealing my age right now. I have to eat better. I have to, work out more. I have to try and keep, healthy long term because, you want to see your kids get married. You want to have grandbabies and stuff like that and be around for that. So I think the lesson learned there is just, any challenge is just learn from it, right? And always take it forward.
Yeah, and try to be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I like that. What about yours?
Well, mine was kind of the weight thing, but it was also kind of I never really felt like I fit in with anybody. I had lots of friends, different different cliques, different groups, and all that. I got along with everybody for the most part, but I was not like that. I was not like the popular kid. I wasn't the unpopular kid, but I wasn't the popular kid. But I kind of ran around with everybody, but I was like a square peg. I didn't fit in any spot. So I went through school thinking, I just felt like I was out of my skin. I didn't belong anywhere. So I think I didn't overcome that until I was in my late 20s, until I kind of found out who I was, figured out who I was. And it's taken me quite a few years. I'm still there.
Right.
I'm just now figuring out who I am, as a person. It takes a while. You have to go through a lot of stuff and you build up and tear down and build up and tear down. And it just depends on what you go through. I think my career kind of tore me down a little bit, but at the same time built me up, made me a different person.
What do you think, or do you think that things would have changed had you been a popular person in school? What would that
I don't think it would have mattered. I think
changed?
When you look back at all the people that you went to school with, they're not what you thought. It's like, I don't know, you think the quarterback and the head cheerleader and all that stuff are going to be, top of the heap when you're in your 30s. They're going to be like, the couple and all that stuff will, they may not be around anymore. They may not even be, I don't know. Just, it's not significant. I think we put too much stock in what we appear to be when we're kids instead of figuring out what we really are.
I agree with that. Well, I think even in adulthood we do that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I think adulthood people are worried, right, about keeping up with the Joneses or who's got something on social media or something, and they have to always compete.
Yeah,
right?
Well, things are not always what they appear they are.
Yeah, I think you got to
keep that in mind too.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what's one opinion or hill that you stand on?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
One opinion or a hill
A hill that you stand
that I
on?
stand on.
I guess is that the hill that you plant your flag on?
Yeah, I guess. So, okay, I'll tell you my answers. Well, there might be a couple to it, but the first one is this: is that always treat people you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's huge for me. Like
better than you want to be treated.
Always treat people that you would want to be treated like the same way. I think, in my career, I learned a long time ago that you treat the CEO the same way that you treat the janitor.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that's probably one of my opinions. And then the other one that I stand on the hill, right, and I kind of plant my flag on, I actually have a tattoo of it on my arm, and it's "Don't tread on me."
Yeah.
And I think, like, I'm not out looking for trouble from anyone ever, but I'm going to protect me. I'm going to protect my wife, my family, and like, don't cross that boundary, right?
Yeah.
I'm a really nice guy and everything, but don't, I'm still a person.
Stay out of my bubble.
Yeah, don't tread where you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to get a different side, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just the way that it goes. So that's kind of the two things I would say for my.
I've only seen that different side of you once.
Yeah.
Only once.
Yeah.
And it was brief. It was brief.
Yeah. When was that? Because I would be curious.
I believe that was Key West.
Okay.
Key West.
We'll get into that in another podcast.
That's another day.
That's another topic we'll talk about.
We won't
Key
talk
West.
about that. That's why we're drinking vodka instead of tequila.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting podcast. All right, what's yours?
Mine has always been treat others better than you want to be treated. I think, especially in my career, I was in law enforcement for a couple of decades, so I've always tried to, because you don't deal with people on the best occasions. You're not there for their birthday party. You're there to, take their freedom away usually, or, under some horrible circumstances. So I think when dealing with anybody, whether it's a homeless person on the street, or if it's a criminal, or it's, like you said, the CEO of a company, you treat them all the same, because you don't know what shoes they've been walking in. You've never walked those shoes. You don't know what they've dealt with. It's just like police officers. You don't know what they dealt with 30 minutes before you came in contact with them.
Right.
They could have had to tell a mother that their baby didn't make it, or,
Sure. Yeah.
something that they're dealing with. And then they turn around, stop you on a traffic stop, and you say, well, he was so rude. Well, he might have just had to do the most horrible thing he's ever had to do 5 minutes before that. So you don't know. So you treat people like you want to be treated. Treat them better than you want to be treated.
Okay. What's the other one?
It comes back to you. I don't really know that I've always had another one. Not so much don't tread on me. I just, that kind of, fool me once, shame on me kind of thing.
Yeah.
If I trust you completely,
right,
and you break that trust for any reason, it takes an act of God for me to trust you again. You've got to earn it.
Right.
And if you do it again, it's done.
Over.
Yeah.
No third chance there.
No, I don't care what you tell me. You could tell me the sky is falling and I could see stars hitting the ground, and I wouldn't trust you.
Okay.
So
good. Hey.
Kind of the same don't tread on me thing.
Yeah, similar. Very similar.
Trust is hard to earn,
Ooh.
And when you have it, it's really difficult to get it back.
True facts.
Okay, so we're off our heel.
All right, what's the?
I'm not happy with this cigar. Usually they're really good.
I like it. I think it's a great cigar.
It's got a good flavor, super good flavor.
Yeah, great
but
flavor.
It's kind of dry.
It's got a good draw. Great flavor.
Okay, when in your life have you felt the most like yourself? I know that answer.
I like how you know all my answers.
I know your answer. I know my answer.
When in my life have I felt most like myself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we're sitting here having a conversation. We're having a drink. We're having a cigar, right? So tell me, what do you think it is?
Now, mine is in the
What's
last. Mine, I think yours is the same. Mine has been in the last 5 years. I feel most like myself, and most like I can be me completely. I know with you that good, bad, or ugly, whatever. I can completely be me, and there's no conditions. I don't have to, put on anything. If I came out here with my hair on top of my head, no makeup on, house shoes, radio hoodie, I know that you love me just as much like that as you would if I'm
Long as
dressed
it's not
to
my
the
hoodie.
nines. It's always his hoodie.
Mm.
But I have never in my entire life felt 100% I could be me until you. So, and I feel like that's probably you too, because
Yeah,
I don't have any conditions with you.
No, I don't think you have any conditions. Well, there's a few, but I don't think. I would say the same. I would say probably over the last 3 or 4 years, where I really felt like myself, right? And I think for me, I think it's a learning process every day, right? Like I think I learn more about myself as days go by, and then that kind of makes me better, right? Like I always try, to your point earlier, like try and be better tomorrow than I was today.
Yeah.
So I think like I get more comfortable now at my age going forward because I've learned more and I'm applying those things to like my daily routines or daily life or how I talk to people or how I talk to you or treat my friends or family, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's kind of what it is. But I think, I would say it probably within the last few years.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we have a good grasp of each other. Like I know you, I think better than you know yourself, and you're the same with me.
Yeah.
And I think we are a good support for each other. So I think that helps a lot. It's like you push me forward, and where before I would have been like, I don't really want to do that. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, you got it. Let's do this. You got it. I'm right behind you.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know, as long as I know I got your support, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I think you're the same way. I mean, we've traveled across the country together pretty much. So I'll go anywhere you go.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. We have traveled
A lot.
A lot. Been a lot of places, which would be another.
We could be turtles.
Another topic. We could have a ton of topics.
Yeah, we could be turtles for sure.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. I think this is the last one.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. When you look back on your life, what do you hope you were brave enough to do? Yeah. Oh, wow.
When I look back at my life, what do I think I was brave enough to do?
No, what do you hope you were brave enough to do?
Well, I hope I was brave enough to do.
Now I can see.
I think now, it could have been a different answer 10 years ago, but I think now, I hope I was brave enough to be me, right? Like I hope I was brave enough to just be me. And I listen to a lot of other podcasts and, I listen to a lot of sermons and stuff like that. And I think you always hear a lot of people talking about taking the jump, right? Mm-hmm. And just go for it. So I hope I always did that. I always try to just go for it, right? And not wait and sit back or be too afraid to take the next step or too afraid
to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, or talk yourself out, don't move there or don't move out of state. And, I just hope that I always went for it and just said, you know what, I'm just going to go get it. Because for me, I just don't think, I've never been the person, I'm not saying they're not out there, but I think I've never been the person that things just show up at my door, right? They just come to me.
That silver spoon wasn't in your mouth.
I think I just have to go. I have to go out and get it, right? So I think for me that would probably be my answer. Just hoping that I always went for it, and I always had the faith to be like, look, it's going to work out, and I know it's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope I always showed that I had faith.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I hope that was evident. When I take my last breath, I hope that I don't want people to say, oh, she was so nice, or oh, she was so this, or she was so that. I hope that it's evident that I shared my faith and that I showed it in the way that I live. And I know that's not always true because, I'm human. I make mistakes, but I'm learning. It's a learning every day. And it's, I just hope that's something people can see. And I hope I get better at it, better at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I mean, usually you have to say the prayer, but sometimes I.
Right.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Is that our last question?
That was the last one. There was
one.
only 2, 4, 6, 8.
I did. We went through them a little bit quick there, I think. And some of them were kind of similar.
We're kind of talky.
We're kind of talky, but some of them are a little bit similar. All right, so let's do.
I gotta fill this.
Let's just do some kind of shoot from the hip questions.
All right, what you got?
What do you got?
What you got?
You go first.
You go first.
Oh,
I read all those
first?
questions. It's your turn.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, I think why don't you tell the viewers, right, on the podcast, why don't you tell them about you? I think it's a good time, right?
That's a loaded question.
Well, I just think it's a good time, just the basics, right? Where did you grow up, right? Where did you, where are your roots at?
Arkansas.
What? Okay, so you grew up in Arkansas, right? Okay. How'd you like growing up in Arkansas?
Can't say that I ever liked saying that I was from Arkansas.
No?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I've never felt like everybody says, oh, that's where my roots are. I never felt like I was from Arkansas, I never felt like I belonged there.
Yeah.
I love Oklahoma. I lived in Oklahoma for 2.5 years. Love Oklahoma. I feel like I belong to there.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah. We live in Arkansas, and we live in Florida now, and I don't feel like a Floridian,
Right.
I don't feel like I belong here.
Because you weren't born here. So
I know, but I wasn't born into Oklahoma, but I feel like that's home. I feel like that's home. When I think about where I was my happiest, as far as other than with you, Oklahoma. That was my favorite place to ever. There's nothing significant about it, nothing special other than my people. I love my people there.
Yeah.
You know how me and Louise are.
Right? Yeah, I get that.
I love my Louise.
All right, how about family? So, mom, dad, siblings?
Mom, dad, and one brother. They all live in Arkansas.
Mom, dad, and brother, and they all live in Arkansas.
As they say, my whole family lives in Arkansas.
All right. Kids?
3.
3 kids?
Yep.
Boys, girls?
1 boy, 2 girls.
And they live
in Arkansas. Well, actually, my son and his wife moved to Ohio. She is a smarty McSmarty pants, and she is going to school to be a oh crap.
Probably not that.
No. Lost it.
Okay.
My ADHD brain. The numbers. Accountant. She's super smart.
She's going to go be an accountant.
Of course, my son's super smart too.
Yeah.
He was in the Army and retired from the Army, and he works, I think he's working for the post office. He worked he did federal security for a long time. Super smart kid. God bless him. Geniuses.
Yeah.
And all my kids are super smart. All of them. I wish I had pushed them a little bit harder, because my gosh, they could have done so much.
Right.
They had their mom's insecurities, I think. They're great. They're happy kids. All of my kids are married. I've got 3 grandbabies, and you couldn't ask for better kids, really.
Yeah, good kids. All right. Well,
all right, your turn.
No, not one more. So give me one thing you love about Florida since we've been here, and one thing you don't like about Florida since we've been here.
Just one thing I don't like?
Yep.
Okay, well, one thing I love about Florida is we're about 30 minutes from the beach, and you know I live for the beach. Love the beach. The people are pretty awesome here. We haven't really had any unfriendly encounters, I guess you'd say. Not like Virginia. Virginia was hideous. That was a train wreck.
That was pretty bad.
One thing I don't like about Florida, other than the traffic, is the fact that there are a bajillion different things that can kill you in Florida. There are alligators, there are panthers, there are spiders the size of softballs that jump, there are cockroaches, I forget what they're called. What are they called?
I don't know.
That fly.
Maybe flying cockroaches.
There's centipedes this long. There are bears. There's black bears. There's cougars, and there are what are the lizards called?
What kind of lizard?
The big, huge
the
lizards.
big ones?
Yes.
Like an iguana?
Iguanas that are like 4 to 6 foot long, and when the temperatures get down low-ish, which is like 40s or 50s here in Florida, because we usually have 70s and 80s in December, they fall out of the trees and they just lay there like logs until they warm up. So that's just a little creepy.
That is true. That happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I did say the spiders the size of softballs, and I did learn that once it's snakes.
Or snakes everywhere, though.
There's snakes here.
There's snakes everywhere.
Yeah, but the spiders that find their way into your sofa and it then gets dismantled until you find said spider.
That did happen. That's actually it took place.
Yeah.
That is true.
So, okay, your turn.
All
Your
right.
turn.
What do you got?
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Farmington Hills, Michigan, which is outside of Detroit. I know I tell a lot of people I'm from Detroit.
He's not.
So it's like telling people like you're from the city we live in, right? And they'd be like, "Where's that?" Right? So you'd use a big city. So a lot of people don't know where Farmington Hills is, so we just say
it's really like
we kind of say Detroit because it's in the area of Detroit.
You're Detroit adjacent.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's easier, like, people in Michigan, they just point.
I know.
I'm from here, right? On the thumb.
I've had so many Michiganders go.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what part of? Because my husband's from Farmington Hills, and like, well, I'm from down here. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They just point where they're at. But yeah,
that helps me in no way.
Probably not if you're not from Michigan.
No.
No.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Mom, dad, kids, sisters.
Jeez,
brothers.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have my mom. My dad passed away 10, 11 years ago now. I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me.
What's her name?
Her name is Christina.
What?
Same as yours. Like how
and
what's happened?
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is
it
Sharon.
the same as mine?
Same as
my mom's.
Same as yours. It is same as yours. And I have 2 sons. My oldest is 26 now.
Yes.
And my youngest is 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So you said your dad passed away.
Yes, he did. About 10 years ago.
What's the coolest memory you have of your dad?
Wow. Memories of my dad.
I know there's a lot of them.
There's a lot. I would say the memory that sticks out the most for my dad would probably be going downtown for Detroit Coney Islands. Like, so there's a place in Detroit. It's been a battle and a war all the time for Lafayette, Coney Island, or American Coney Island.
Right.
Now, those people that are watching that are familiar with the Detroit area and Coney Island hot dogs will understand half like this one and half like that one.
And which half are you?
So ours was always American.
Right.
Right. We always went to American Coney Island. My dad loved those hot dogs, and it would be nothing for him to wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and come wake us up out of bed and be like, "Hey, let's go get in the truck and go get hot dogs." And we would do it. We would just take a drive. It was about, I don't know, maybe a half hour. But we'd get in the truck and we'd drive downtown, go inside Coney Island because they were open 24 hours, and get 2 hot dogs, a Verner's, which is the go-to staple in Detroit.
Ginger ale.
Right in Michigan is a ginger ale Verner's. Have a couple hot dogs and a drink and go back home. That's kind of what we did. And we did it a lot. Dad loved those hot dogs. So we would go down there, sometimes it's a whole family, and other times it would just be my dad and I, and have a conversation. We always listen to oldies music because Dad was big into the '60s era, right?
Yes.
So he'd always listen to those. That's why I know all the songs, all the oldie songs. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones was Detroit, Coney Islands, and I miss them a lot because they were great and good food and good times there. But yeah, that would be the first one. And I think the second biggest one for me would be deer hunting. That was always like a special thing. It was just me and my dad. Nobody else went with us typically. We would share, conversation in the truck, and Mom always made us food, and we had sandwiches and chips, and go out on
Hostess cupcakes.
No, we didn't have any cupcakes.
Your dad did.
I don't think Dad ate cupcakes ever.
He had ding dongs or
didn't.
something. Yes, he did.
My dad didn't eat that on the deer stand. I know we used to take beef jerky, so we would take. Dad was a big person like beef jerky or beef sticks, and he put them in a little Ziploc bag, right? And this is in Michigan, so you got to remember in December when you're deer hunting, it's cold.
Right.
There's snow on the ground. It's 10 degrees outside sometimes. And Dad would take a little flask and it had like peppermint schnapps or something in it. And we would put it in like our coat or something like that. And we would sit out there all day. I mean, all day. Like we'd go out a few hours and come back in for lunch, take a break. Dad would usually take a nap in the truck. And then we'd go out for the evening or something, right? And I remember never dawned on me as a kid, because I was probably like 14, 15 at this time when I was going out deer hunting with my dad. But after the years, I started wondering, well, why would we kill no deer? Well, we're eating beef jerky in the woods that they can smell a mile away, right? And we're opening peppermint schnapps and drinking. That was just to keep us warm, right? Having the schnapps. But you could imagine a deer smells that probably a mile away.
Of course.
Right? And then one of them deer ever came up to us because we were eating on the deer stand.
Oh my gosh.
But
and y'all were probably yakking.
No, because we separated.
Oh.
So I was in one place and Dad was another. But I will tell you, that's a myth. I'll tell you a story real quick. So my uncle, it was Uncle Ed, right, on my dad's side. So when he used to take my dad deer hunting, he would go out into the woods and he would smoke a cigarette. He was a Marlboro smoker, like all the time, big, right? He would go into the woods with his shotgun and his stuff, and he would go out and smoke on his deer stand. And every time Uncle Ed was in the woods, he killed a deer. Every single time.
Maybe the deer like Marlboro. Maybe they like
Marlboro.
Marlboro.
Come on now.
So
I don't know.
Maybe they were from Arkansas.
I just couldn't figure that out. I'm like, well, so maybe it wasn't the schnapps or the beef sticks, but yeah, those would be the top two. I think the deer hunting and definitely the Coney Islands for my dad. That was huge to have that memory.
Awesome.
100%.
Awesome.
You got any other questions? We probably got a little bit of time left, so. Well, I have a question. I'll
go for it.
All right.
Go for it.
So for the audience that's watching.
I had one, but you were talking, so I forgot it.
So for the audience that's watching the podcast, right? So what would you tell them that they can expect going forward from our podcast? I know we kind of talked about in the beginning what makes us unique, right?
Yeah.
But like going forward, what can they expect if they subscribe to our channels? Like we're going to put it on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, stuff like that. So like what can they expect? How often can they expect them, do you think? And then what are you thinking for you, right? That some of the topics will be going forward, because we're going to try and do these like once a week?
Yeah.
At least?
Yeah.
So what do you think some of the next coming up topics will be? So they know what they're going to look forward to.
Well, I think for one thing, they can expect no filters.
Absolutely. No filters.
And none of that goofy crap. I think this is more an opportunity for us too. I think just to have time to connect and time to be ourselves and talk about things that we talk about on a regular basis. And I think a lot of people deal with on a regular basis and talk about, and, maybe get somebody else's opinion. And what was that sound?
I didn't hear any sound.
You didn't? Oh.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Florida.
But that'd be cool if something like an
No.
alligator came in and we could take a picture of it and video it.
No.
That'd be good.
No. I can tell you right now, alligator comes in, podcast is over. anyway, I think it'd just be just us. It's just put on a show, just being comfortable to sit and talk and talk about our day, talk about things that are on our mind and things that are obviously on other people's minds, and a kind of a place to vent and a place to get it out of our system.
Yeah.
I think it's just as much therapy for us as it would be for anybody else. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know what somebody's dealing with, and they don't have anybody to talk to. And we may be going through the same thing, and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, I've been dealing with that same problem," and I just don't. I don't get into those podcasts that are all scripted and you're not yourself. I just want to be completely comfortable to be us.
Yeah. I think that's good. I think for me, a couple things. So number one, I think like all the podcasts that we put up will be titled, right?
Yeah.
So they'll kind of know what they are, because it doesn't worth it going to a video and you're like, well, what's it about, right?
Yeah.
There's a description, like this one might be titled this. I know we talked a lot about doing some on marriage.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about doing some on dating.
And we're by no means professionals.
Yeah.
We are practiced and
yeah, it's definitely a work in progress always. But and we talked about doing religion, right?
Right.
On a religion podcast and talking a little bit about that.
And we talked about doing like a date night.
Date night. Yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for us to have a little meal, have a date night, and just sit and talk about us. Sit and talk to each other. Because you don't get a lot of time to do that. It is hard to make time to do that sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I think too, the good thing about this too that you can expect is there's no filter, right? Like this isn't edited.
No.
Like we're not going back and saying, oh, like we messed up or we shouldn't have said that. Like
cut that out, yeah.
It is what it is, right?
Sorry.
Like, I think that was one of the draws to us doing this, was to be real.
Yeah.
Right? This is us. This is what it is. We wanted to smoke cigars. We enjoy smoking cigars. We like having a glass, to drink and relax. And I think that's kind of what this was, right? And just our time to sit down and kind of reflect maybe some things that happened during our day or some things that are going on.
Right.
So I think we'll cover some other topics for sure and label them what they are. Mm-hmm. And I think also, we'll do maybe a live, right? Once we get some subscribers to the channel, we'll do maybe a live where they can type in questions.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool to just
as
get
long as they're not crazy.
Some shoot questions at you that you can read off of, and they can ask, because they might want to know after they get to know you for a couple episodes, and you're like, hey, like I want to know more about this, right? We didn't really get into careers too much, a little bit into yours.
Yeah, not much.
But like, we'll do that. I think for me, the next one that I'm looking forward to the most is interviews, right? So I think for me, I think it's good to, like, especially being new, is to do an interview, right? Like I interview you, and then, maybe on the next one, or split half and half, and you interview me, where people really get to understand, this is you, this is where you came from, right? This is what you did as a career. These are some of your beliefs, like anything you want them to know about you. Kind of like I don't want to call it a work interview, but like an interview like
kind
that.
of a get to know you thing.
Yeah, and get to know you. And then I think we'll do one on me, so people kind of, am I holding it?
Sorry. Yeah, Bogartner.
So people kind of get to know who we are, right? And why we're doing this. But I think the biggest thing when I search for videos is that I want to listen or watch something that intrigues me, right? It intrigues me, or it inspires me somehow. And I always look for real life, not like people talk about YouTube and clickbait and different things they're putting in there, and they make rain sounds, but it's not really raining. Like, this is just real.
Right.
This is where it's at, and this is,
just sit here, have a
the only thing that will
cigar,
change, I think, in this is maybe the set.
Yeah.
Right? Like the podcast set might change, but other than that, it's just going to be unedited, raw, right? What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Right? And we'll be happy to answer any questions for anybody that has anything they want to ask. And they can always leave it in the comments.
Well, like, okay, you got to be a little bit more specific. Not anything they want to ask.
Okay.
It's not getting rank in here. We're not.
I didn't say anything about rank. I'm just saying, like, people can ask questions. I don't want to feel like I'm a pretty open book, and I want people to feel like, we talk about everything. There's nothing we don't talk about.
Absolutely
right?
not.
Doesn't matter what it is. Like we have conversations about all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wouldn't be something I'd be like, well, I don't even want to
I don't
ask
want to
you
talk.
this.
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
We don't do that at all. So,
No.
yeah, there'll be some things I'm
I
sure.
couldn't
like,
imagine anything that I want. I mean, I'm not only an open book. I can't keep it to myself thing. So, like, I tell you everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's gonna tick you off or not. Right. I still tell you.
Just kind of speak what's on your mind, right?
Right.
No matter what.
I have no tact.
Right. It's one of those like, what was the thing? Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yes. It pops in my head. It comes out my mouth.
No filter there. Just let it go.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think we've ever seen anything happen. So.
No, we're good.
I think it's good.
No bombs have gone off. We're good.
All right. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. We'll finish our drink here. We've almost finished our cigar. We've only got a little bit left to go.
Yeah, that's.
It wasn't a bad cigar. Listen,
it's a little dry.
It's a good cigar. It was a little dry. I think either humidor's broke, so we'll have to pull one out of our humidor.
Yeah, definitely.
On the next podcast, because that one did seem a little dry, but I like the flavor of the cigar. It was really good. I always love the bourbon.
But Four Roses tonight.
Yeah, Four Roses tonight. I'll get a different one on the next podcast and try one of the other ones that I enjoy. But
what was your favorite one? Was it called Caribou?
Caribou bourbon is my favorite. It's a little pricey, but we just like to drink our drinks.
Yeah.
And relax every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not a bourbon. I'm not a bourbon girl at all. It just.
And again, I think for the record, like we're not condoning alcohol. No. We're not condoning people
we don't
drink
all
and
the
smoke
time.
Cigars. Like it's a social thing for us, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why we did the podcast. So we don't have to smoke cigars inside.
Yeah.
Right? We can come outside and enjoy our cigar and not stink up the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And have a drink. So all right. Well, until then, I guess we're finished for the night. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
All right. Bye, guys.